It all began while he was still a little boy playing football on the streets of Kaduna. Over time, he grew and excelled playing the game. While playing for Niger Tornadoes of Minna and the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria, Daniel and his teammates made the nation proud. That was before fate dealt a cruel blow to the rising star in form of an automobile accident in 2008.
Lucas gets to the byline, cuts it back. Chance for Jago, maybe. No, because Joshua made a very important interception for Nigeria. Good work by Lucas, did well to keep it in play. He found Jago. Excellent challenge from Joshua.
In 2007, Joshua and the Golden Eaglets became African champions in Togo and later world champions in South Korea. The 2008 accident left Daniel almost crippled. In lucid terms, he told me the veins in the lower part of his body are said to be sleeping and that voluntary movement of his legs is now almost impossible. I had to team up with some youth to help him experience sunlight on the day we visited. And having sat down, he narrated how it all happened.
So I was moving to the camp. I had an accident that was on 12th of December 2008. Then the governor of Niger State then, Babangida Aliu, took me to Germany treatment. So in Germany there, they did the surgery. You can see I did my neck. After the surgery, they said nothing is wrong with me then. They've already done their own part of the surgery and everything. So I had to just go to the rehabilitation to continue there. The professor then even gave me he gave me 120 days. That with the improvement that I have seen. And just 120 days that I'll be moving some steps.
I take care of him. And
Daniel's mother has been his caregiver since the unfortunate incident happened. Watching over her child in this state hasn't been the best of experiences. She is grateful to the Niger State government for the initial support of flying him to Germany for medical attention.
I feel sad, very, very sad.
This widow wonders why the federal government would abandon her son, despite the fact that he holds a national honor, member of the Order of the Niger, MON. She says if not for any other thing, he should be considered for medical attention because he got the accident while in the line of duty.
I appreciate Governor of Niger State because he's the one do before, and I appreciate him for that. And I'm still begging for government to help me to see him get up on his feet. Anybody something like that happen to him, he must feel sad and he must feel bad. Person that you put hope on him, then something happen like that, you must feel bad.
Daniel was abruptly flown back to Nigeria by the Niger State government. The defunct Babangida Aliu-led government at that time attributed his abrupt return home to paucity of funds.
At least
his elder brother says it has since then been traumatizing for the family.
Come in and assist him.
Thank God for his life.
They were not categorical on how much is now needed to complete the rehabilitation process. But they believe with God on their side and support from government, Daniel will be back on his feet again.
The treatment was supposed to be for 2 months. For the treatment, then physiotherapy will follow. But based on one issue or the other, the treatment, we had it for 6 weeks. Physiotherapy was just for 2 weeks. That's the treatment for 4 weeks, physiotherapy for 2 weeks. We were forced to come back because they said the funds were no longer there. So we came back to Nigeria, and you should understand, in Nigeria, things are done manually. We've been to IBB specialists, we've been to Baraudiko specialists, we've been to Igbobi in Lagos, carrying him around. And all these places I'm talking about, he has spent years. Like Igbobi, he spent about 1 year, 8 months. In Baraudiko, he spent about 9 months. Like that, in hospitals. So even with the family, we couldn't carry the bills anymore. So we had to bring him home. And he was in 44 too, military hospital here. So we had to bring him home and hired a private gym, somebody that works in a gym to help him so that at least he will be doing some exercises. So we are looking up to God, at the same time looking up to government, because if he had continued with the physiotherapy, because the professor in charge of the physiotherapy unit gave us that within 120 days he's supposed to start moving.
They are keeping their fingers crossed, believing that someday the story would read for the better. It's been 7 years since the accident occurred. Daniel's hope of playing for the Super Eagles and the best clubs in the world have been dashed. All he wants now is to be back on his feet again, and he hopes the authorities would come to his aid soon. Tessam Akende, TVC News, Kaduna.